Again, thank you so much for joining us on Idaho Today, and we kick it off with today's Community Corner. We're focused on Idaho students, and it is a sad reality that oftentimes the only nourishment our students get are from school meals, and during the weekends that means that it can be difficult for families to put a meal on the table. So that's why we're joined right now by the president of the Idaho Food Bank, as well as our friend Joey from Joey and Lauren in the Morning on My 102.7, who've partnered together for the Backpack Buddies program. So first, though, tell us about the Idaho Food Bank itself, and then let's get into this backpack program. So what type of services do you provide?
So the Idaho Food Bank is a statewide nonprofit organization, and our mission is to provide food assistance for those who are struggling with food insecurity, and to help them reach out to other connections for support services that may be needed for their family.
Great. And then what about this Backpack Buddies program? How does this work?
It's a really special program, and we're so grateful.
It's the coolest ever. That's what it's the coolest program ever.
Okay, that's a great way to say it. This really focuses on those kids who, as you mentioned, could be home alone on the weekends or need some extra food assistance over the weekends, and their parents are struggling and they need a little extra help. So we have a registered dietitian on staff who helps us put together a very nourishing backpack that we're able to provide then, that has food for 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 dinners, and a snack over the weekend. It's kid-friendly food. They're able to prepare the meals themselves, and it's food they like. And we survey the kids. We get their feedback to make sure that they're not just taking it home, but they're consuming the food.
Yes. And so this is a backpack then at the end of the week that goes home with the kiddos. So then, like you just mentioned, they're able to get through the weekend until they can get back to the classroom and focus on their studies, right? And Joey, this is something that you and Lauren have really grown fond of, and you've been involved in.
Yeah, so like a couple years ago, Idaho Food Bank reached out to us and said, hey, we need help because it takes a lot. This is one backpack for one child over the weekend, and they provide everything for the whole state. So we went and built backpacks. Proud to say we broke a record. We broke a food bank volunteer record. We got a bunch of our listeners, and we built these backpacks. So not only does the Idaho Food Bank need volunteers, there we are. That was probably my 100th can of spaghetti I was holding. But we build these backpacks, but also we set it up to where people can help donate. So you can obviously volunteer, but we set it up on our radio show where you can text Buddy to 68719, which actually right there you can donate any money. And Karen, what I love about the food bank, every time we meet with you guys, you talk about how far a dollar goes. I mean, a little bit of money goes a long way.
Right, and with the Backpack Buddy program, $25 a month is going to provide the backpacks that the children receive over the course of that month. So yes, we do have some very dedicated food sourcing people in our team that focus on getting the best quality food, the nutritious food, at the lowest cost possible.
Yeah, they help really stretch that dollar.
Really stretch
the
dollar.
Help more people.
Right.
And then let's talk too about what goes in the backpacks, because you mentioned you have a registered dietitian that makes sure that the kids are eating nutritional food that's really going to sustain them, keep them focused, help them grow healthy, but also they're going to like it. And I think we're looking at some of it right now. So what's the focus in the bag?
Well, we do want to make sure that we've got the different elements for the different meals. So we've got a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, healthy dinner, pop-top cans, easy peel-top containers so that the kids can prepare it themselves. But as I mentioned, it's also important that they're consuming it, that they like it. And so we do survey the children, and we also survey the parents every year. And we ask them about the contents of the backpack. Is there anything we can do to improve that? And if they tell us, you know, I'm not eating these beans.
Then beans go.
Then beans go. And we'll find a replacement vegetable then to provide that nourishment.
I love the thought into this as well. Very thoughtful about the pop tops because I mean, even just as a parent sending a kid to school, I know my little one, if I don't have something that's easily accessible, they're not going to eat it.
Forget little ones, like that's me as well.
That's Joey as well.
Lauren also sets me up with things that are pop tops.
And we also don't want them preparing on a stovetop.
Exactly.
Right? They're home alone, so it's easy to open, quick in the microwave. You know, put it in a bowl, pop it in the microwave. So we don't have children that are home alone cooking on a stovetop because that could be dangerous.
And I think what's cool too with the Backpack Buddy program is you guys can do it discreetly. So kids can, they literally, it gets slipped into their backpack, and so they can go home knowing that they're going to be fed. But it's so important because it's something kids don't openly talk about, right, Karen? Kids aren't going to go to their classmates and say, I don't have food over the weekend. And so we have to step up, and whether it's texting Buddy, whether it's volunteering, we have to do this because I mean, I got 2 kids, Melissa, you got
Yes.
kids.
Yeah.
To think of being hungry over the weekend is tough.
Yeah, we really do want to respect that
Yep.
that privacy and provide the support in those comfortable ways. And as much as we do work with the teachers, and they're very respectful of that as well, to honor that, there are stories that we hear about the kids that are so excited that they'll be skipping down the hallway. I got my backpack, my food.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Yes, that's excellent.
Because they appreciate it.
So if people do want to get involved, Joy, I know you mentioned the text. We'll talk about that again
Yeah.
here in just a
Yeah.
second. But if people want to get involved in the food bank in helping with this program, donating stuffing bags, or perhaps they need your services,
Right.
where do they go? What do they do?
Yeah, the easiest way to access is idahofoodbank.org, our website. And there, if you're looking for food, there's a button that says Get Food. And you'll be able to put in your zip code, and the list will be pulled up where all
awesome.
of the locations, the days they're open, times they're open, where you can access the food. You're also able to donate. Donate button right at the top of that page. And there's also information on the Backpack Buddy program. So if you want to specifically allocate your funds to the Backpack Buddy program, you can sign up there.
Wonderful. And I know that we have the website right there at the bottom of the screen too right now.
Yep.
Joey, again though, if people want to get involved and they can text, how do they do that?
Yeah, so text the word buddy, B-U-D-D-Y, to 68719. Literally, that's all you have to text is that word to 68719. You'll get a link to donate right to the Backpack Buddy program. And we're going to be doing, Lauren and I are going to do an event too where we're going to
great.
give away hoodies and t-shirts so you can buy that go, everything goes to the food bank. So a really easy way to text. I know for me, texting is super easy, but we know how important this is for all of our children across the entire state, not just
Right.
Treasure Valley, but it helps
Statewide.
the entire
Yeah,
state.
and hey, a shout out to the My 1027 viewers that already came and helped and stuff.
Yeah, you got to come beat
awesome.
the record, the volunteer
awesome.
record.
All right.
Which you can also sign up for online. You can sign up to volunteer online, and the backpack build is the favorite.
It is.
volunteer
Oh, it
activity.
is a ton
We have
of
lots
fun.
of fun
Yeah.
with our volunteers, but that is the favorite.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Well, there's lots of smiles in the photos that we saw, so I can only imagine. Both of you, thank you so much.
you.
Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Everyone, stick around. More to come here on Idaho Today right after the break.